everybody. Right, so I know that the opinion of somebody who only has around 64 subscribers is not going to be valued by anybody other than possibly those 64 subscribers. But the big news at the moment, which may not be covered by people like Phil DeFranco, which or maybe, I don't know, is the YouTube Rewind 2017. Now, my personal opinion is, I know I'm not friends with some of the YouTubers that, to me, are big YouTubers. They might not have millions upon millions of subscribers, but they've got way more than me. Such as Emma Blackery, Connie Glynn, who's known as Nudorella, and Evan Edinger and people like that. I know they're not my friends. I know Luke Cutforth is not a friend. But YouTube Rewind, everybody should know by now, is a thing that YouTube have been doing for the last few years. Whereby they get a lot of YouTubers of varying amounts of subscribers and do like a rewind of the year. There's a lot of backlash about this year's, and having watched it, I watched a couple of videos about it. I've watched PewDiePie, who wasn't in this year's, talk about it. I've watched Thatcher Joe Sugg talk about it. He liked it. Well, he says he liked it. And then I've just watched Emma Blackery's video about it. Now, this is something that has put me off ever being interested in being in the YouTube Rewind. Not that I'm saying that I think I'll ever be asked, or that I'll ever have enough subscribers to be asked, but the way that YouTubers that have like thousands of subscribers but not millions, I think Emma's on 1.4 million or something, so she's not at PewDiePie state, but she does have a lot of subscribers. The way that these YouTubers that have big years, I mean Dodie, and I didn't even see Dodie or Connie in the video. I don't think Evan was in it. I know that Joe Sugg was apparently with Casper and Phil DeFranco in Phil DeFranco's clip. It's the first year Phil DeFranco's ever been invited to be in a YouTube Rewind. The whole thing, what I've just watched Emma say, just puts me off the idea. The long hours of waiting in what in Britain is very cold weather in October, November, to be filmed, and then to have YouTubers that are way bigger come in at like say 11:30 and be done in that hour. They get to film their bit and leave when other people are sat waiting for hours. That just stinks. And I'm not saying that basically, right, if you provide any kind of service, right, if you're not a volunteer, right, obviously volunteers don't get paid to do their job, and it seems to me as if people that were in the video were treated as if they were volunteers to be there, and maybe that's why they weren't paid. I know people aren't necessarily going to be bothered that they weren't paid to be there, but YouTube is to a degree kind of a career. People do get paid for it, and if they're taking time out of their day, if I was in paid employment and I took a full day to go and do something, right, not only would I lose my day's pay for the job that I had, but I'd also not be getting any money for the thing that I'd gone off to do. Now, fair enough, having book deals and things like that, people seem to think that you get an awful lot of money for doing YouTube, right? People who do YouTube, who got quite big, earn money in other ways. Yes, there's Patreon, and you can crowdfund and things like that, but you don't actually get that much money, I don't think, really, unless you're like your #1 bestseller or something. I don't know. I'm not an author and I'm not a big YouTuber, so I don't know how much money people get. There's a lot that gets said about that, but this whole YouTube rewind thing, I just had to have my say to say, I don't think if I was ever asked, and I don't think I'm going to ever be asked, that I would do it based on the information that I've seen. Um, if people did enjoy standing around for hours and then getting covered in cold slime and being stained by the slime, like the hands and the hair and stuff being stained by slime, if that's the kind of thing that they enjoyed just to be in a YouTube rewind video, then all power to them. But personally, if that's the kind of thing that was on offer, or if I wasn't even informed that that was the kind of thing that was going to happen, and that I was at risk of being stained for like weeks, I mean, I'd be entitled to compensation because, like, at the moment I'm in search of work. Imagine if I showed up to an interview having done YouTube Rewind and I was stained green or stained blue or stained pink and like in my hair and on my skin. I mean, I'd be even less likely to get employment, and this is the problem. Just because you do YouTube doesn't mean to say you don't go to interviews. You go to interviews to be able to, like, sponsorship and things like that. What kind of company is going to want to sponsor you if you basically are walking around bright pink or bright blue? You know what I mean? It's like compensation needs to be given if you're having to like scrub yourself for 2 weeks, whatever. I just think that YouTube being as big a platform as it is for a lot of people, and for many people their only source of income, or maybe for people like me, no source of income at all. I survive on money that I'm given by social security, basically, which isn't that much. So I'm not earning anything on my crowdfunder, I'm not earning anything on my Patreon, I'm not earning anything on these YouTube videos. And I just think that we are the people, like when we upload, right, if everybody just stopped uploading to YouTube, right, if everybody went to different sites, like there are other sites available that you can upload to, if everybody started doing that, YouTube would die. So I think they need the content creators, no matter how big or small the amount of subscribers those content creators have got, really. And if they're not willing to look after somebody, be it me with 64 subscribers or somebody with 1.4 million subscribers or somebody with like 20, 30, 40 million subscribers, everybody should be treated the same regardless of the amount of money, etc. that they're earning and the amount of subscribers that they've got. That's just the way it should be. That is fair. And if you're a company that don't treat everybody fairly, then you're going to lose people. Nobody wants to work like supporting a company that doesn't support them. That's all I've got to say on it. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, share on social media like Facebook and Twitter, leave a comment in regards to YouTube Rewind 2017 and previous years in the comment section, etc. And I shall see you soon. Bye!